Hello, friends and neighbors. We are in month 5 of our Family Emergency Preparedness Handbook calendar. And this month, we're supposed to figure out how we're going to stay safe and warm and how we would cook if we didn't have any power. So, I would use that wood-burning stove. I have 2 wood-burning stoves. I have lots of wood. I have lots of trees. And of course, you know I have my chainsaw skills. So I would cut wood if I needed to, if I needed more wood. And I would start fires in that way. And we have, when the power has gone out, and I put a video up about it, we did continue our meal on our wood-burning stove. And we had our water purifier going, and it worked out great. And so I do have a plan for that. I hope you guys have a plan too. But they have these really cool little stoves called Sierra stoves, and also Kelly kettles or a rocket stove. All of those would work fantastically if you didn't have a stove and you don't have something like a barbecue. So anyway, one of the other things that we're supposed to do this month is learn to start a fire in several different ways. So you can figure out several different ways, but the way that I use and the way that I have used for a few years now, and I really like it, is Vaseline and cotton balls. And I keep them in my go bag, and I keep them around the house, and Vaseline lights on fire really quickly, and it will burn for a really decent amount of time. So 1 cotton ball covered in Vaseline, really, really covered, and then just kind of pulled apart so some of those fibers stick out, and a little ferro rod and a striker. I like Bayite, Bayite. They make a great ferro rod, and their striker is really good, and you can send lots of sparks with just real ease. But that will light up a cotton ball, and you'll have like at least 5 minutes of burn time. So catching the rest of your fuels on fire is really great for that. So, but of course I have to say, be careful because you're lighting fires, but you want to learn to light fires so that you can be safe during an event. So safety matters either way. So be careful, especially now because we're moving into fire season. But like on a day like this, it's kind of drizzly and cold outside. I want to make a fire, and I don't have to use Vaseline and cotton balls in this situation. But if I was having trouble in my wood burning stove, I absolutely would, because it works so well. So anyway, if you have a propane tank and a propane barbecue or whatever, and somebody else in your house knows how to use it and you don't, you should learn how to use it. So I will caution you though, true story here. The first time I learned to use one of those, it was over the phone because I didn't know how to do it. And so I had to call and say, well, what do I do with this? And the person on the phone was walking me through the process of starting the propane barbecue. And I was following the steps, but I think that they weren't really understanding that I was actually doing it as they were saying it. So all of those moments where the propane is on and nothing's happening is just propane gathering inside the little enclosure there where the barbecue is. So I looked over because I was told, well, does it look like anything's coming out? I was like, I don't know how you're supposed to see that. Okay, well, light it. Well, I did. And it lit my hair on fire. So thankfully, it was quick and it was over, and it was super dangerous. And I'm glad I didn't have some tragic accident. But so when you're learning this, have somebody with you. Don't do it over the phone because that was really stupid. But it was years and years ago, though. I have to give myself a little bit of grace. It was many, many years ago. So I could say I was young and ignorant, and now I would be much more careful. So anyway, be careful when you're learning stuff like that. And then add 3 more days of water, unless you have a sustainable water supply, but be adding water. But also your food addition for this month is freeze-dried food. So I love freeze-dried berries and yogurt. That stuff is fantastic. You could buy a freeze dryer and do yourself a favor and freeze dry everything as it comes into season. You can buy packaged freeze-dried stuff. What's good about that is it's very lightweight and it maintains 90% of its nutritional value. So freeze-dried food is really great for that. But continue building your supplies and gathering your stuff, and try to get something done each month. This is a pretty easy month. So if you already have these skills and know what to do, go back to one of the previous months that was a little bit harder and work on that, and be continuously working on your grab and go binder, because it's just sort of this living document that's never finished, because information changes and people change and policy numbers change and all that kind of stuff. So you're always going to be adding to that grab and go binder. So this is kind of a light month and a good month for going back and filling in, or, kind of reinforcing your preparations. So anyway, stick with it. good job, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer anything that I feel like I can knowledgeably. Thanks.